I hope you're having a great day. Well, today I want to talk about a condition that the WHO, the World Health Organization, has now identified as a cause to most medical issues and chronic diseases. That is something called burnout. Now, burnout is happening to so many people across the world. It starts off with our children, with teenagers, with the amount of peer pressure, the academics, their studies and tuition classes and all of that stuff. It's happening with young adults, it's happening with middle-aged adults, and it's even moving on to senior citizens and stuff like that, because our whole mentality has changed towards achieving and achieving and achieving and accumulating more and more. Now, there's nothing wrong with that. When we talk about burnout, we look at workplaces. We look at statistics. How do we know that burnout is getting worse and worse? You look at the amount of suicides that are happening. You look at the amount of unhappy employees. You look at the amount of chronic diseases and sickness like diabetes, cancer, cardiovascular problems, all caused because of sedentary lifestyles, excessive drinking and smoking, wrong food choices, lack of sleep, and all of that stuff. So we know that burnout leads to all of these problems. The thing is, what do we do about it? Now, when you have a stressor in your life, whether it's in your relationships, whether it's at your workplace, whether it's financial or whatever the issues are, you want to look at how much of your day are you in an environment that causes you to burn out or stressed. Now, most of us will find that we spend most of our time at work, at our workplace. It could be 9, 10, 11, going up to even 14 to 15 hours a day. Now, what we need to understand that is, if you don't enjoy your work or you're having problems at work problems that are stressing you out, causing you to lose your health, lack of sleep, ruining you emotionally, your self-confidence, and all of these things, you're spending literally half of your entire day in that environment. We have two choices. We have the choice to continue working there, or we have the choice to leave. Now, not everyone has that second choice to leave, because what happens is sometimes we need to be in that space. We can't just go around leaving job after job, searching for the perfect environment that satisfies every emotion of us. Some of us require to be in that particular place for financial issues, for whatever it is. So the second option is not really an option. But when you find yourself stuck in that workplace, most of the hours of your day is in that environment. Can you imagine you wake up, your happy environment may be home, your relationships, but then you need to go into this environment, which is 14 to 15 hours of you being stressed. That is chronic stress from the time you enter your workplace till the time you leave it. For many people, they even carry that stress back home again. What is the solution? That we go ahead and quit our jobs? Many people, they decide to take risks. They decide to follow their passions. They decide to take that one risk and give it up and find something that they truly enjoy. Now, if you're not that kind of person and you need to be stuck in a place where your work environment is burning you out, the second option that you have, which is within your control, is adding love to what you do. If the work environment place is something where you cannot leave because you need to be there for whatever personal reasons you are the only person who can change your attitude and make the place that you're in better. By accepting, by stopping to complain about what's going wrong, by stopping to blame, by stopping to feel like a victim. Because remember, if you feel like a victim, you still always have two choices. Leave or don't leave. If you can't leave, at least add love to the space that you are in. Change your attitude, so at least those 12 to 15 hours of being in that environment, you've changed the environment so it doesn't affect you anymore. The things that you can control, many things you will not be able to change. But the first thing that you can change is your attitude. Now, what makes it difficult? What makes it difficult for us to go ahead and give up the things that constantly hurt us, or all of these things? It's usually our own selves. I'm not here to say that everyone will ever have the perfect job. Blessed are the few people who find their passion. Blessed are the few people who take a risk and understand that I will not allow this work environment or people to control my life, my health, my happiness, and all of these things. They take a risk and they find out that it was fear that was holding them back. And then they move into a new territory of work or their passion, and all of a sudden they realize that that was their life. They took a risk. To take risk, there will always be fear and doubt, and it is usually only fear that holds us back from doing the same things, like the fear of giving up a a continuous salary, the fear of not being able to be accepted in the new environment, the fear that I'm in my comfort zone right now, even though I have to bear with all of this stuff in my environment, I'm in my comfort zone. Too many people are stuck in their comfort zones. And they need to change that attitude, because sometimes you need to move out of your comfort zone in order to open new doors and new perspectives in your entire life. But fear holds back most people. Now, coming back to burnout, we need to understand that burnout is happening at work. It is your work that is going to take away your health at some point. No matter how many bonuses you get, how many promotions you get, how much of recognition and business cards with new designations that you get, you need to know that if you are burning out at work, it is your work that will take away your health at some point. Now, this doesn't mean you have to jump out of your job. There are ways to basically combat this. One is through communication. If employees start strongly communicating with the management about things like burnout, focus on their health, and all of these things, we need to build a revolution where the top management of companies now start to recognize the importance of emotional, mental, and physical health of the employees. Companies have to start looking at how we can provide clean food, hygienic food, give them enough of rest time, sleep time, encourage them to exercise, and do all of these things. We need to create a healthy environment in every company that starts from managing director level right down to the bottom. Now, if you're in a space where your top management doesn't care about your health, then you have to accept and know that you are nothing but a money-making machine for them. Period. If they don't care about your health, you are a money-making machine. Now, you can choose to be a money-making machine. Nothing wrong in that. Some people may feel excited about doing that. Go ahead and do that. But for everyone else, you got to remove the layers of lies and all of these things that happen in corporate organizations and look at, am I getting the basics? Am I getting the basics to maintain my health, my relationships, my happiness and stuff? And then I can be a good employee and a happy employee, and then I don't mind making money for your company. It's as simple as that. But burnout is real. And when you burn out and fall sick and you are now a liability to your company's not going to need you anymore. They may pay a couple of medical bills for you, but you've lost your health, you've lost your job, you've lost everything. So prevention, do not reach the point of burnout. Most people reach burnout today. Most people are unable to change their jobs because they don't know what they want in life. They don't know what they want in life. People talk about this company has this great environment, the paycheck's good, and we just move towards that. When you really truly know what you want in your life, I'm not talking about I need a husband or a wife and a good salary and a family. That we all need. I'm talking beyond that. When you really truly know what you want in your life, it's not about goal setting. Goal setting is bullshit. You need to know what your life goal is, and then you set goals according to what you truly want in your life. Most people are working in jobs which will never even contribute to what their life goal is, and that's why they feel unfulfilled and empty in them all the time. Yup, you're getting the check, salary, all of that stuff. Great, be grateful to your company. But over that, you're still unfulfilled, unhappy, and you are not content with what you're doing because you don't know what you want. So most problems in life stem from people not knowing what they truly want, because the entire mindset is defined by the society that they're in, the friends groups that they're in, the things they see on TV, read in magazines, see in movies, the virtual world, which is an untrue world. Most opinions and mindsets are made according to that. So the first thing is to know what you want. That will give you the strength to basically move on to something. If you really truly want something, you desire it, your life will move you in a direction and move that fear away so that you open a new door towards taking you towards that life path. The second thing is communicate. Communicate your true feelings all the time with your colleagues, your bosses, and everyone else. Third, the company that you keep, so important. So important. If you're not happy in your job, you'll find that you're in the same company of people in that organization that is constantly complaining, blaming, bringing down people, making themselves victims. It doesn't change you. It doesn't change your boss. It doesn't change anything. You've just wasted a lot of energy which you could have otherwise directed towards yourself, your health, planning your career, making a change, and all of that stuff. So be very careful of the company that you choose to be within you. If you have goals and the company you keep doesn't have goals, you're never going to reach those goals. So it is so important to choose that company. How else do we prevent burnout? Things like prayer, things like adding meditation to your daily life, things like following a hobby. Exercising, sleep. I can't tell you how important sleep is. So many employees are sleep deprived. When you're sleep deprived, you can never work. You can never work. Passionate people who are sleep deprived may be able to follow their passion because that's driving them. But if your work's not driving you, it's not motivating you, and you're sleep deprived, you have a bigger problem. So you look at exercise, sleep, simple things like listening to music, the things that you love doing, making time for yourself to spend in nature, because nature has an unbelievable healing effect on everyone. Everyone. It takes away your stress, it balances you, it calms you. And only when we're in a state of calm can we really focus on what we really want to do in life, whether we should be stuck in this job. I can't tell you how many people are unhappy in their jobs. And they've begun to accept it and live with it, and they have health problems. I have people who have eczema, psoriasis, hip pains, leg pains, back pains, neck pains. The symptoms come up only when they're in their workplace. The moment they're out of their workplace, the symptoms disappear. Now, do you need more surgery, more allopathy, more nutrition, or do you need a different environment? The environment is causing all of these issues. The moment the person is out of the environment, the symptoms completely disappear. And when they know they have to get back into that environment, the symptoms start coming up again. So all I'm saying is a little bit more of common sense, logic. I'm not saying it's easy. Like I said, if you cannot leave your job, at least change your attitude. Add love. Find things in your work that can make you feel fulfilled and all of that stuff. It will never be the perfect environment. And if you can change, leave it, drop it. If it is not tying into your life goal, you drop it, and you have trust and faith that you will find something that will suit you. Most people who take that risk, most of them find their paths. When they look back in their life, they find that that risk they took was worth everything. So we got to be careful of burnouts. The same thing with our children. You cannot burn your children out with more language classes and sports classes and all of those things crammed into one day. Your child is a child. They are still growing. You as an adult can't do as much as most children do in terms of extracurricular activities. How can you make your child do that? 4 or 5 different classes in a day. They start to burn out, they start to have hormonal imbalances, their emotional health starts to deteriorate because then they find all the pressure coming from the top. And that's where all the problems begin. So burnout is real. You need to introspect into your life and see what you need to do. It always comes down to 2 words: acceptance, letting go. Acceptance, letting go. Easy words, the most difficult to do. The strength to accept and let go can only come from within you. No motivational videos, no self-help books, nothing. That strength to accept and let go comes from within you, which is why we need to spend time in silence, meditate, pray to get that strength, and then your life begins to change. Have a great day, everyone. Until next time, eat smart, move more, sleep right, and breathe deep.